What is up, people? Welcome to the program. First time here? Fantastic. Fantastic. We're living in great days, bros and hoes. Great days. When you have an 85% chance of making money in the stock market, there is nothing better. And I know all you skeptics out there still thinking that you're buying at the top, you don't want to get involved here at the end of the year, waiting for some sort of sell-off, some catastrophe. First of all, let me address the catastrophe and the doomsday people. Eventually, doomsdayers and catastrophe people, you're going to have to admit you're wrong also. And that's when the market will probably crash. But the market's not going to have one of those crashes anymore. You understand? If you hadn't noticed, the market and America and the world was about to go out of business. Remember 2 years ago, capitalism was coming to an end? There was going to be runs on banks. We were going to run around with swords and steeds. Remember that? America, however they did it, and the powers that be, were able to take that situation and sweep it under the rug. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, how could we trust a government or a system that could take such a catastrophe and sweep it under the rug? It's only going to hurt our children. It's only going to hurt our future. You hear what's going on in the background? That's Armageddon. So what's happening is, unless you really believe Armageddon is going to happen, where there is no reason for money, there is no currency, it's just going to be kill or be killed for food, water, and gasoline, Mad Max, or what's going on in Detroit, that's what's going to happen. So right now, when you're handed an 85, I think it's up to 87.5% chance of making money, you might as well go balls to the wall. And now you want to know why I went in yesterday, I bought Adobe on the earnings. Why did I go ahead and buy J-Bill Circuitry, which I've been telling you to buy before Kramer was telling you to buy JBL when it broke 14 and change. Remember that? And Kramer got in our way and made it pop from 16 to 17. Of course, the Limelight. Now the Limelight, another stock that's just absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Because if you look at that spike, 40 minutes before that spike happened, I sold more calls against my position because it was first day back from option expiration. I got to sell more calls against my position. 40 minutes later, the stock's spiking, 20%. I control that stock, obviously in a negative way. But what I'm trying to tell you right now is every stock is going to go up. There is no more. Remember ITMN? Everyone was getting beat up. And people said, hey, maybe I should give this thing a shot. And you know what? I think I probably told people, why go near a company that their drug has already been denied? Really? If it's been denied, where are they going to go from here? But apparently, that was just a way to shake people out. Let's crush the stock and then approve another drug that they have and make the stock go back up 25,000%. That's how the Matrix gets you. And another thing, people think I'm irresponsible. Irresponsible, huh? Irresponsible by saying that the stock market is controlled by the Matrix and Skynet. Okay, that was a song called There Is No Law by Messiah. I love it so much. It just reminds me of my raving days. And in the background, there's a part from the movie 1999 where there was an Armageddon. So what's going to happen? And let me tell you something about the flash crash. Nobody knows why it happened. And you know what? It's going to happen again. And we'll be able to correct it. There might be more tripwires involved. But again, what's going to happen? It's just going to turn out to be a faux show bro. Now, if you're not familiar with the faux show bro, that is when the market tries to fake you out, faux, show, shake you out. Because the faux comes, and that's the first move down. You're like, ooh. And then it starts to go back up, makes you feel better. Oh, thank God I held that move down. Oh, God, and then it starts going down even more so. It makes you that much more nervous. Oh, my God, I should have sold. Oh, my God, I'm getting out. That's the show. That's the shakeout. You got the faux, you got the show, and then what happens? When there's triggers, your stops get triggered, and the Matrix takes your stock away, you get the bro. That's the breakout. And that's what this market's been doing to everybody. That's why buying on the dip works. Buying on the dip and Joey Dip Hard, and that video that we saw about how easy it is to make money in the stock market, has been all true. Now I know if it was that easy, why are we not all rich? Because the one or two stocks that maybe you chose to hang on to are not participating in this parabolic move. That's why I also say that sometimes it's better to be an investor than a trader. But I believe it's sometimes better to be a trader than an investor if you're one of those people that think that the world might blow up any day now. So your money's in cash instead of worthless pieces of paper built on hopium and faith that someone down the road will buy it from you at a higher price. Because that's what the stock market is. It's a big pyramid scheme if you don't know that at this point. If someone's going to buy something from you at a later date, but there's nobody left to buy, your money's not worth anything. Okay, but more importantly is what we're going to do today, because everything I've said in the past means nothing. And if you don't know, the main crux of what I bring to the table, and these guys over at T3 don't really fully grasp it, is that my entries are good, but my exits, I was trying to throw the word Jew in there because I think it's my Jew nature. When I see the money, I want to take the money. And all plans and expectations go out the window. Like with the Adobe this morning. It's getting a pop. There's no reason not to sell it, right? But you know what? 2 months from now, it'll probably be $40, and then it'll be $50, and I'll be thinking, why didn't I buy it back? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to hang on to 100 shares of Adobe, and I'm throwing it into the 2012 fund. The 2012 fund is being rebuilt. If you don't know what the 2012 fund is, this is my theory based on 1999. In 1999, 1998, 99, 2000, everybody thought the world was coming to an end. Y2K, right? So let's run the stock market every day until we blow up, which made no sense. Because if the world's coming to an end, wouldn't you want to hoard your cash, buy weapons and gold, and things that might be worth value in the oncoming Armageddon? Didn't make any sense, but that's what we did. So now that there's another date out there, the earthquake started around December 18th, 2012, and possibly going to end the world that week, the December 22nd, 23rd. So the way I figure it is that we are going to run all the way to 2012. And based on the market right now and the government buying everything impossible, QE3 is coming, QE4, QE5, and if the housing market doesn't pick up, QE6, QE7, and if that doesn't work, QE8, QE9, you following me? It doesn't matter. Remember, we swept the Great Depression under the rug. Whatever catastrophe comes next, we will fix that too. And if it comes down to it, we just won't pay China back. What are they going to do about it? Have you read about the China? And if you want to get really psychotic, go do some research about the ghost towns in China. You realize China is building cities with nobody living in them. They're just building shit because they feel like it, just to pretend that they have growth. That's why U.S. Steel might not be the greatest stock in the world, because eventually China is going to stop building these ghost cities and towns. I would imagine. Why keep building and wasting all this money if no one's going to live there? But of course, somehow this all makes sense in the Matrix, so we can't question it, because if U.S. Steel breaks 60, it's going to go to 70, and if it breaks 70, it'll go to 80, and when it hits 80, chances are it'll go to 100. And then there's a good chance it might go to 120, and then maybe we'll sell. So sticking with the Dow 20 Thou theory, we're looking at, and people wanted me to explain it, and I've been calling Dow 20 Thou since Dow 7000. Okay, so you are, if you were sticking with that theory, you're ahead of the game tremendously right now. But more important, let's look at what we can do now, because nothing matters that we talked about yesterday or the day before. Nothing at all. I'm telling you to buy Adobe today. If it breaks 27, sell it. If it doesn't, hang on to it for the rest of the year. It'll probably go to $40. Buying something at 31, selling it at 40, 9 points on a $31 stock for the year. It's better than what you're making in the bank. Investor. Fundamental analysis. Are you a big fan of Adobe? I don't know if you are. Eventually, Apple's probably going to start letting Flash onto their phones and whatnot. You know that's going to happen. Somehow. Maybe Apple will just even buy Adobe. Who knows? And then we got J-Bill Circuitry, another stock that I just liked. Read about it. Made sense. It was one of those cheaper stocks, like the US Steel in the 40s was relatively cheap. J-Bill at $14.85. Now they reported earnings. Apparently they were pretty good. No reason to sell it. If it breaks $15, sell it. If it doesn't, it's going to go to 25. And then when it hits 25, it'll probably go to 30. And people want to know why. Why does a stock, when it hits 80, go to 100? I don't know. It's the matrix. That's what happens. It's happened it happens 80% of the time. So that makes it a trend. And I will not question why it happens. When you start questioning what's going on in this environment, in this market, and I hope people stop saying in this economy, because we are focused on the stock market every day, right? So according to us, the stock market participants, everything is awesome. Even though I just talked to another guy who lost his dental insurance. After putting all this money into his dental insurance, now he has no dental insurance. And he might be losing his health insurance completely. And he actually might be losing his job. But everything's fine. This guy's been at work for 22 years and now they're just going to throw him out for someone who could do his job cheaper and without health insurance. But that's fine. Everything's fine. You got to remember, everything's fine if you think it's fine. Believe it's fine. What I'm trying to say is if you're trying to make sense of this, there is no sense. Fundamental analysis, please. Tell that to the Rhino analysts. Tell that to the Enrons and the WorldComs. Fundamental analysis just doesn't work. Okay? If you could tell me what's going to happen, hey, J-Bill Circuitry, 1880. Look at the chart on that thing. Look at the vacuum. Woof. Things are going to be starting to go back to 1999 highs. $30, $40. Who the hell knows? What's been working lately is putting a Tourette's target on stocks. I see a stock, I look quickly at the chart, I just wig out, I say a price out loud, and lo and behold, the stock goes there. J-Bill, $20, out. J-Bill, $20, out. And that was at $14.85. And we're almost there. So who's better than me? Tourette's stock picker guy. He's phenomenal. How does he do it? I don't know. Ow. Think about Tourette's. I don't even want to get into Tourette's. But, all right, so hitthebid.com as we know it. If you're still watching this video, I probably should have said something about this earlier. I'm moving over to T3, and it's going to be ridiculously awesome. Because now I'm surrounded by people who know what they're doing. We're going to be able to open up accounts. We're going to be able to do all those wonderful things I've been talking about for 3 years. You're going to be able to hear me spewing my nonsense basically all day. I'll be taking breaks from time to time. And then I have a featured hour where I'm just going to be bullshitting more or less about, market sentiment and that kind of thing. Giving some stock picks from the hour, probably between 12 and 1. I will be the featured radio host on the radio show T3 Live. And then of course Fridays, what we're trying to do is build a show that's going to compete with Kramer and finally take this guy down. So everything I have nothing against the guy, whatever, except that he doesn't, now he's finally starting to fess up about things that he was wrong about. I appreciate that. What he needs to do more so is to address the stocks that he tells people to buy again at a later date and tell them what to do with those stocks. Instead of just saying, oh, that was a winner, that was a winner, that was a winner, that was a winner, that was a winner. Okay? Maybe do something on his website. So the bottom line, I almost made it. T3 Live, take a look at the website. Don't join yet, because you're going to have to come in through my umbrella. If you want to be a day trader, I'm going to get you good rates. You're going to be part of a broker dealership, fingerprints, you're going to be a professional trader. And if you want to know more, you just email me at jefferson@hitthebid.com. That's my new email address. So email me there, and I'll have all the answers for you as soon as I have the answers. All right? Have a great day. And Adobe and J-Bill Circuitry, don't sell them. If you're going to buy them today, only buy a little bit and then buy them if they pull back. If they don't pull back, you have a little bit at least. Goodbye. Goodbye?
I would much prefer Krull.